Good afternoon and thanks for joining us right here on Midday Kentucky, everyone. How are we?
Doing great.
I got up super early today.
Oh, I feel so bad for you. What time did you get up?
5 a.m. Like super early.
Yes,
because I was
you were on
out
the radio.
co-hosting Your 106.3 with Mandy. I do have to tell you, we did play this funny little game where you actually have to sing a Christmas carol and get one of the listeners to phone in and tell you what Christmas carol it was, and they got tickets to Makisha or something. Anyway, but you had to stuff your mouth full of marshmallows.
Oh, and then sing it?
And then sing it.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh my gosh, it was so hard. But I sang.
What did you sing?
I sang, you know, Last Christmas, my favourite song with Wham.
Oh, okay.
So,
Did anyone get it?
like that.
Did they really?
Immediately.
I would think that would be a hard one to get.
Well, I sang the chorus twice and said Last Christmas because I was thinking, will someone just ring in and win? Because my mouth had such cotton wool feeling in it.
That's
And
funny.
they're the big marshmallows.
Really?
I just want everyone to know I can only put 4 marshmallows in my mouth. That's all I can do.
Sure.
Like the jumbo ones, I'm
The
sure.
jumbo ones.
Yeah.
No, they
Yeah.
were. There was too much. Okay, well, I wanted to start off with some little fun things.
Okay.
Okay, and these are talking about a GIF or two. Now, we know what the GIFs are. Do you call them GIFs or GIFies?
I don't know anyone who calls them Giffies, but it's GIF or
GIFs?
GIF is the debate.
Oh, a GIF. Okay, so we can see this is the #1 for 2017, viewed over 340 million times.
This is the first time I'm seeing it.
Thank you. I had no idea. The second one
really cute,
is
though.
a white guy blinking. But what's so funny about that? That's been viewed over 200.
Well, they're not funny on their own. You send them
Oh.
as a reaction.
To
So if
something
you were to
that you've
say
read.
something that I didn't like, you have to be here early tomorrow. I may send you
Oh.
this. Like, excuse me?
Oh, no. Well, see, that's what I couldn't work out.
You send them though, and you
Yeah,
use
but
them
I
as
only send Nene
reactions.
Leaks ones. That one, okay then. Bye, Felicia. I'm gonna comment on
I like
these
that,
now.
I like that.
215 million. Let's give us the next one. It's a Wonder Woman happy dance. What's this? Okay, that Wonder Woman is a sheep.
I haven't seen this one either.
Oh, I was just told that's the wrong one. I was
Wait,
like,
which one is this?
okay, thanks for letting me. I have no idea. Gift number 5 is Stranger Things dance. Okay, now this is the footballer. Was he famous or something? Number 58 from San Francisco.
To me, I don't know. That's just like
Yeah.
total
That's
celebration.
the Stranger
like,
Things
awesome.
dance?
I don't know. No.
Oh no, the other one was the Stranger Things
We've
dance.
got a little
Oh,
we've got a little bit of a mix-up. It's okay. Let's move along, everyone. Okay. Did we just?
Oh,
see-
I do this one all the time.
Oh, I love it.
What is that?
You just send it to people.
Oh, okay.
Just makes
I
your day
gotcha.
happy.
It's
All right.
usually you send it because you want to text someone but you don't know what to say. So I'll send that.
Oh, okay. That's thrown me. Next topic, everyone. Something I did want to ask you about this is, you know, there's a lot of conversation going on about the sexual allegation. Were you right playing with your hair?
I just was getting it out of my, it was itching my neck.
She's doing the fair pose.
Sorry.
Like, seriously. Okay, let's talk about this. Ronan Farrow is saying that innocent men could become casualties of false sexual abuse allegations, I should say, after the Harvey Weinstein scandal that caused a landslide of additional cases of sexual misconduct. I should say. Here's my question, and this is something I've always thought about with this. I don't have an issue with the Me Too because I think it's great that women now have a voice to be able to speak up. But I also think there are issues that there are some women or some men accusing other famous people of this that may not be real or may not be true. Where do you stand with that, ladies? This is a conversation that's happening over all the internet right now. And as we all know, Ronan Farrow was really the strong hand of a reporter that broke a lot of these stories.
Well, I think that's like any crime. There could be nothing to it. Everything should be investigated. But I believe that the majority of these cases have some merit. There's something going on. But I think just like someone could accuse you of regular assault or other misconduct, and things should be investigated by companies before there's action taken. Sometimes it boils down to a he said, she said, but as we've seen with so many of these cases, there is a pattern that's discovered. So it's usually not someone with this glowing, outstanding past and one incident. There's investigated, and there's more things coming out about these people. So I think the Me Too movement is totally positive.
No, we're not saying it's not
I don't
positive.
think that that men are casualties of it. I don't.
You know what? I do think that some men are going to be casualties, but I think that, you know, I feel like the early part of the Me Too movement, and this is just my opinion, I feel like that is definitely legit. I think that it really brought everything out right out of the gate. But then when you have time, and then all of a sudden these straggler accusations start coming out, that worries me. And it worries me also, you know, in the fact that it's defamation of the person's name. It gives that person who's accusing, it'll give them their 15 minutes of fame, but then it can also, you know, it's also defamation to the man that's being accused or the woman that's being accused. But I feel like at the early front part of it, I felt like it was legitimate. I feel like, but I do feel like the latter part of it, I feel like there's starting to be people that are like, oh, you know, I want to, you know, I'm gonna, you know, break up this marriage because I'm jealous that he married her and not me. And I feel like that can happen. I'm not saying it's like that in all cases, but I was worried about that. I think we talked about that before. I was worried about that early on with this movement.
I find it, because, you know, as you know, I've worked with mainly women most of my life, so I get it, and I'm a strong believer in supporting women. But, you know, I'm just also thinking about this Rose McGowan thing with Meryl Streep, and why wouldn't she sit down woman to woman to have those discussions?
Yeah, right.
Rose McGowan's career is completely over in Hollywood. Let's be real about that. Yes, she was on the forefront of making everyone aware, but I think she has partly gone this way as well. So now she was a victim, but now she's made it a bigger victim by not addressing and being level-headed about it.
She's making.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But can
she's
some of that
attacking
be on
other
media?
women.
Because, like for example, right now, like we've discussed different sexual harassment or sexual assault cases. We don't know all the facts of cases that we've discussed, but we'll talk about them, and we're giving, you know, merit to that. When I think these need to be talked about less in the media, but more in companies itself. And that's why the Me Too movement is so great. People are speaking up and going to their bosses, and action is happening. I think these Hollywood cases, that's the ones that we hear about, but the real difference with the Me Too movement is the everyday office worker, just you know, just like us. And that's where I think we're seeing the big changes. I don't think that the everyday person is the casualty. The celebrity stuff, I think that's it's not as applicable as real life and those changes that we are seeing.
I totally agree with that. And I also think with Rose McGowan, you know, with the whole Meryl Streep issue, it saddens me to see her bullying Meryl Streep now and making her a victim. She's been a victim, Rose has been, and now she's making it out to be Meryl Streep being a victim of her own bullying. She's basically saying that, let's clear up what it is that she's saying. Rose McGowan's saying Meryl Streep knew of what happened and said nothing. And Meryl Streep saying she honestly didn't know. Right. That could be the case. Something could be happening to you. You're my co-worker, my closest person that I work with here. Sorry, dear. But, you know, we see each other very first thing in the morning. And I think to myself, if I didn't know something was happening, I can honestly say, I'm sorry, I didn't know this was happening with Katie. Right. So that's what Meryl Streep is saying. Exactly. Okay? And she also reached out to Rose just recently and gave her phone number and said, please call me. Right. Now, that was through a third party, of course. Rose is saying, why would I call her? Exactly. She's
But see, that's another example of, like, we're giving credence to that, where now some people are thinking, well, did Meryl Streep know or did she not? We have no way of knowing. But
you have
the
to take
media
people by
giving
their
it
word.
publicity for days and days and days, that drums up that fire. So I think some women can be casualties of these accusations as well. We don't know if Meryl Streep knew or not.
Well,
she says she's starting this legal fund for women to fight sexual harassment. I think that's wonderful. But I just think we spend so much time talking about these celebrities and Rose McGowan and Meryl Streep.
Yeah, but if it wasn't for the celebrities, that this wouldn't be where it is.
Right, but I'm kind of over Rose McGowan, I guess, at this point. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just saying, I think that is stealing some of the light of the changes we're seeing happening.
And I don't want to say real victims.
And the other things. Yes. No, I believe,
I just don't
she has a voice too, but it's kind of...
I just don't think she should be bullying Meryl Streep. I don't think that serves any purpose.
She shouldn't be bullying anyone.
Exactly.
Because she was a victim who was bullied and sexually mishandled.
And so now she's putting it out on other women because women don't want to talk about it. It's a very personal issue. Some women don't want to talk about it. You know, if it happens to someone, they have the right to either say something or not.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't bully, another woman shouldn't bully another woman to talk
All
about
right.
it.
Well, I want you to tell us what you think. You put this on Facebook.
Yes,
hope.
I did.
Tell us what you think, whether you're on the same page as us. Head over to Midday Kentucky's Facebook page. Katie, we're talking all about holiday etiquette. Now, where do we go with this?
Well,
Because
these
this
are
is
just-
important.
I found this online, and these are some tips that an
I'm going
etiquette
to a party
expert
tonight.
says that we should all keep in mind. So this goes for if you're going to a party, if you're
Yeah.
hosting a party, here are some tips.
right.
Or just if you're a citizen of life, buy backup presents. This is something I always get caught and I never do it. They say, buy some just sort of evergreen presents in case you get one from someone and you wish you had something for them, but you don't have time. Maybe like a Bath and Body Works set, or
Yeah,
you know, the
exactly.
Starbucks gift cards. Have some of those on hand with a little card.
I love that.
So I never thought of that. Send a thank you note to the host, even for just being invited over for dinner. They say do it within 24 hours.
Or you can send flowers beforehand for the hostess's
Yeah.
party.
Don't bring them with you. Send
No.
ahead of time.
Always send ahead of time. But here's another thing. The
okay.
reason why is because when you arrive, there's also could be 20 other people arriving with you.
Yeah.
So the hostess is then running around trying to find
Okay.
a vase for your flowers. Send them ahead of time.
Oh,
Good
that's-
tip there.
That's nice.
It says never post snaps of your gifts on Instagram. People do this all the time. I don't know if I find that an etiquette fail. What do you think?
Huh. I don't know.
I guess if you got a Rolls Royce, I might post it.
But I think then they're saying that's what you should not be posting.
You shouldn't be doing it. Maybe because it guilts other people because they didn't get you quite that type of gift. And,
Yeah.
you know, maybe it makes
Well,
other
how do
people
you
feel
feel
bad.
after you got your big fancy Range Rover as a gift?
Stop. I didn't get it. Doug did.
This next one, don't forget, put your phone on silent during the dinners. And people do
Yeah, that's true.
forget that. And people's phone ring or beep, and I think it's okay, but it is kind of rude. I think
Yeah,
you should turn
yeah.
your phone off. And this last one says, make a great impression by giving a spontaneous toast to the host. And they said to plan this ahead of time. Think of something nice to say.
Yeah.
And then just stand up at some point and give a toast. You
I
do
got
that?
you.
I don't think I've ever done that.
Yeah, I've
but
done-
I like that. I
lots
don't
of
know if I've
toasts.
ever done that either.
I've done
Yeah.
them at more like weddings or things like that, or rehearsal dinners, but I've never thought
Yeah.
just being invited
Well,
over for dinner
I
to do a
just-
spontaneous toast.
I'm going to
nice.
throw a black tie dinner party for us, where you can bring your man friends. And I love black tie dinner parties just for no sake of a reason, just to throw one.
Awesome.
Do you want to
Let's
do
it.
that?
Well,
Absolutely.
you throw it and I will toast
No, I
you.
will. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Hey, everyone, after the break, we'll take a look at my trip out to Creative Kitchen and Bath to find out what's trending in kitchens, plus find out what fun things you and the family can do from Girl Meets Lexi. Before we go to break, here is the First Baptist Church Choir from Winchester.